Cocky humble, tryna stop me, fuck you. I just know what I know, you ain't seen this before. Yo, I'm cocky humble, I'm on one. Had to heal a lot to shoot my shot. Clay Thompson, I just had a strong one. I just had to calm some. I ain't with the small talk, I just do the long run. Baby, I'm a real one, won't act like we all one. I am only human and I don't know what I'm doing. No, it's nothing that a little bit of liquor won't help. Nothing that a little bit of liquor won't help. Nothing that a little bit of liquor won't help. Nothing that a little bit of liquor won't help. Yo, I'm feeling cocky humble, tryna stop me, fuck you. I just know what I know, you ain't seen this before. Yo, I'm cocky humble, I'm on one. Had to heal a lot to shoot my shot. Clay Thompson, I ain't up at Noble, I get my shrimp from Whole Foods. I do not respond to the shade, that's a pro move. Envy got 'em looking piccolo. When you go cool, got it all, you control small, though that's Roku. I don't really do all of the things that I'm supposed to. I don't really trust all of the friends that I be close to. I've been numbing myself with the liquor, that's my go-to. I was probably saucy when we spoke and you had no clue. I don't waste no time trying to be someone they want me to be. I might not be shit to you, but trust me, baby, I'm someone I'm cocky humble, tryna stop me, fuck you. I just know what I know, you ain't seen this before. Yo, I'm cocky humble, I'm on one. Had to heal a lot to shoot my shot. Clay Thompson, I just had a strong one. I just had to calm some. I ain't with the small talk, I just do the long run. Baby, I'm a real one, won't act like we all one. I am only human and I don't know what I'm doing. No, it's nothing that a little bit of liquor won't help. Nothing that a little bit of liquor won't help. Nothing that a little bit of liquor won't help. I am only human and I don't know what I'm doing. I ain't always good, but I'm feeling better though. Drinking whiskey hetero, calendars looking like the skill set. There ain't a lot of holes in my schedule. Homies on the same shit, I no longer meddle though. I ain't trying to give the tea, but I got kettles though. I want everyone to love me, but I'm a rebel though. And my music taking places I don't get to go. Haven't come to terms with that, I feel more than I'll ever know. I've got to get away before I'm out of my mind. I thought too hard, I lost you, y'all trying stop. Who really loves you, what you trying to find? Trying to make space for my feelings, that should make me humble. Save grace for the meals, healing is a stumble. If you gon' thank God for the blessings, thank him for the troubles. Get a couple chips and then they fold, that's how the cookie crumbles. I guess I let the fear project. I say I love, they hear reject. And here's the rub, I made a mess, I cleaned it up by bleeding less. Can understand what we accept, can understate how we neglect. They underrate till we give less. I'm underpaid, I'm for stressed. I ain't always good, but I'm feeling better though. Drinking whiskey hetero, calendars looking like the skill set. There ain't a lot of holes in my schedule. Homies on the same shit, I no longer meddle though. I ain't trying to give the tea, but I got kettles though. I want everyone to love me, but I'm a rebel though. And my music taking places I don't get to go. Haven't come to terms with that, I feel more than I'll ever know. I've got to get away before I'm out of my mind. I thought too hard, I lost you, y'all trying stop. Who really loves you, what you trying to find?
You couldn't fuck with me if that shit was your life's mission. I talk spicy, they don't like me, they a white kitchen. Don't compare me to these bitches, we are quite different. All they see is green, they got night vision. I see the value that the money's supposed to represent. There's fire burning in my belly, so I let it vent. Telling
Hello. Sorry, I'm a little bit more on top of that usually. So I let the third song play. Give me 1 second, I'm trying to get my... You know what, let's just switch headsets. Give me 1 second. We'll get right to it. A little bit of a late start today. I will admit I stayed up last night talking to my friend. It was like 6 o'clock by the time. What's going on, people? Getting a little bit of a retest, like we were talking about the other day. Now, you guys know me. I'm not going to be adding any to my BTC short, but I am looking to get into, which I'll admit, it's a little bit of a tricky situation right here for Ethereum. Because like we're stuck between the macro like long setup, if you want to be a long boy right now, which once again, like I'm not talking from a perspective of like I care about one side of the market over the other. Obviously, we all know what the end goal is, but oh, that's a completely legitimate setup on Ethereum for longs. It's just for me, it hasn't triggered yet. So I'm looking towards the shorts. So if we come back down below 3,000, 82, 84, I want to be entering short, which I missed this first entry just because I was asleep today, but I want to make sure. Okay. He said, more Marlin Craft. How do you not get a copyright strike? Not hating, just curious. I just don't care. I can show you my email. It's nothing but copyright, 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 copyright. That's all I get from YouTube, man. I get copyright because I don't monetize these live streams, so I get copyright striked. And if you guys see advertisements on the live streams, it's because someone else, copyright strikes it, and then they want to turn on advertisements on my video. So I rather play the music that I like to play, because for me it's these live streams don't make enough money for me to warrant not having fun. One thing is like I feel like I'm doing them a service. And I'm not sharing to 100,000 people, but hey man, I'm sharing your music with a bunch of people at one time. I mean, is that not useful to you? Oh. You see any ABCs on ETH? Yeah, that's yep. This is the one that I was just talking about right now as we were talking. All right, this is one that I'm looking forward to. All right, to get into a short. But as I just said, all right, if you are on the long side of things, if you want to play longs, you got every reason to do so. You got a long A, a B, and a C right here. So you have every single reason to go ahead and hop into a long if we get back above 3,147. Only reason why I'm not really looking forward to that is because we really don't have anything on Bitcoin telling us to do that. But we'll see how it works out. Like I said, I'm definitely leaning towards shorts now. Before, I was leaning long. Not now. Things have changed. And this area right here was a decent resistance back on this push right here. So I do think that this is a good area for us to come back up and retest from having a low right here to see a rejection for continuation to the downside. I said for BTC, I would be looking for probably around 37,000 as the next possible bottom before like any sort of support. And then on Ethereum, probably somewhere around 2,500 before any sort of major support. Actually, I'm going to take that back. 2,800 does have some sort of ability because that's a better local low. You can see that right there. So I mean, if you look at just this uptrend right here, and then you cut it up into the individuals, these are the two local lows that mattered. And then obviously you have the origin, the start point. So I mean, you can see we tried to find support at that first local low, and now we're kind of stuck in retesting. and we'll probably move to this one, probably hang around here for a little bit, probably have I would say probably a bigger retest, and then if we still fail, then that's when we move down to here. But I don't know, man. We got because of this larger structure here, it could skip a lot of the smaller time retests because we did such a large retest on the macro. Because what that's signifying is that we can't hold, this, because this is the previous region of support right here, right? So that's signifying that this region is heavy resistance now. So now it probably wants us to move us to a new region of support from the previous price action, which would be here. That's why I'm talking about large term macro scale shorts right now, just because I feel like when you have an uptrend that lasts that long, people tend to get super bullish, but you have to see what the uptrend is trying to tell us. Like I said, I thought that we could have saw 52k before a major rejection, but price action was telling us that this was heavy resistance. There's nothing you can do about it. You okay today, bro? I'm okay. Like I said, I just woke up, literally 30 minutes ago. And I know that people expect me to be on here at 1 p.m., so I don't want to wait too long. I'm just waking up, so if it looks like I'm sad or something, I'm not. Just waking up. Hey. Doggy man, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh. I'm actually going to set up a conditional real quick. I'm only using about 0.5%. Actually, no. Go with what I got here. R&R calculator. 5. And 10. I'm going to be using 200. So, yeah, we're using about 0.5%, 0.6% risk on this trade for Ethereum. Because like I said, this is a smaller setup here. I don't think this is a large setup by any means, but because I missed the original, I'm trying to use this to hop back into a short on Ethereum. Because Ethereum's got a lot of ways to go down before any major support. So, trigger price, I'm going to put 3,080. And then this needs to equal about $200. Why is it not showing me? And I swear, like, for some reason, this has been bugging out on me a couple times. Okay. I don't know why changing the leverage worked. There we go. Thoughts on ApeCoin? I ain't got no thoughts. It's a meme coin trying to take advantage of another situation. They have one thing that's popular, so they lead into another thing. It's just like when, Nike makes really good shoes. Now they start making water bottles. Nike doesn't know how to make water bottles, but it goes with what they're selling over here, so it's not a good product. I think it's doing well right now just because of the current market situation, but like I said, I think we're going to be moving sideways and down for the next 2 years. So you got plenty of time to get into a coin if you think it's a really good idea. I think it makes more sense to kind of wait it out and see what's happening. Will you change? John say, On a weekly ABC with a 4-hour, can you please explain how you would trade? Are you talking about the weekly ABC, like the big boy? Are you talking about this one right here? I mean, it's all a matter of, do you believe that this is telling us the truth here? You know, because technically this is telling us that Bitcoin is going to go down between 16,000 and 11,648, which, like I said before, I'm not discounting that possibility. I'm really not, because we're living in a different world here with Bitcoin as we get towards these higher price points. And if we get down there, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin's bad. It doesn't mean that, oh, the models are broken, Bitcoin sucks now, everybody dump it. That's what people, that's what would happen, and why I think that would be a good thing. The more that you can get Bitcoin out of the hands of people that have no idea what they're sitting on, the better. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about the smaller one right here? Because I mean, this is not a weekly right here. I would say this is a weekly, but this is not a weekly. Have you ever tried to improve your ABC strategy with some advanced? Nope. No. There's one guy that came in here and goes, do you know what a footprint chart is? You know, if you don't know what a footprint chart is, you suck at trading. You suck, man. You suck. No, man. Because only time that order flow and all that kind of stuff works if you want to do like micro scalps. And you need to see those minute price differences where there is room for slippage. But I don't work like that, man. You don't need to work like that. So if that's how you do things, that's how you do things. But no, I've never tried to improve my ABC strategy like that. The way that you improve a strategy is by becoming more mentally strong. All right, because the only thing that's really fucking up your strategies is you. It's not what the strategy consists of. It's how you interact with the strategy itself. Because like I said, you can make anything work. You can make market cipher work. Hey, don't do that. Tearing up a pillow or something. Like I said, not screaming at you. It's such a common question, and I talk about it all the time, that it seems like everybody that's in the trading market, the one thing that they always want is they want more complication. They want more shit to worry about. And you're working with a market where it's as simple as buying and selling. All right. As long as you remind yourself that as long as you're dealing with a market such as Bitcoin that has high liquidity, in terms of like there's a lot of money in the market, it's not easily manipulated. Manipulation is not an issue. Okay. Right? The reason why people think manipulation is an issue because price action can move easily, because it's a free market, right? Free markets can't move easily. That's why they look non-manipulated, all right? As long as you remind yourself that all it is people buying and selling, and the one purpose of a market is to find out what the appropriate price of an asset is at any given point in time. From there, it's a cakewalk, right? Because it's simple. It always has been. The problem is we want to make it complicated. One, because then we feel better. All right. One, because if we do win, it makes the win feel so much more better because I overcame this great obstacle. And if we lose, we can say, it's not my fault because it's so damn complicated. So you have an excuse for when you fail, and you have an excuse to act like a bigger douche when you win. Trust me, because that's exactly what I went through. I'm not talking from a pedestal here. That's my experience. That's what I felt like when I first got into trading. And I won't change that opinion. Not for anybody. What do you think of Robinhood adopting Shiba? Yeah, I don't think it's going to change much. A shitcoin's a shitcoin, no matter if God gives it to you. Are you trading with a 5% stop loss now? No. I'm trading with the 1% stop loss across the board. Can you explain how to do a conditional? Sure. So, conditional orders typically are by default set to market, right? So God. All right. So, like, let's say, let's go to Ethereum. He always starts to freak out when I start to live stream, and it pisses me off. Because like we're chilling all day long, chilling on the couch, watching movies and stuff. And the second I hop in this chair and start talking to the wall, he's like, "My master's gone crazy. I got distracted from this. I don't know what he's doing." Hey. Go lay down. Be a good boy. Hang out later. All right, so if you identify where you want to go short, right, because for me, conditionals make sense, right? Because I have to wait for the market to put in a certain picture, and from there, it's a reactionary strategy. So that's what allows me to use conditionals to my advantage. So if I want to go short once price goes back under 3,080, I put in a trigger price of 3,080. Now, because I want it to trigger as we go past that, right, I switched this from limit to market, right? Because limit, once we hit 3,080, it then triggers a limit trade, and then we need to go back up in order to get my short. Sometimes price action just slips to the downside and it never goes back up. You can take that chance if you want to. You'll save money, but it's really nothing to me. All right, and then you put in how much you want to risk, right? So if I'm using 10x leverage and I have an order value of $2,500, that means I'm putting $250 worth of my money in. So $250, if I'm losing 10%, that's $25. So if I hit sell short with a TP/stop loss and I want to sell 10% of the margin, if price moves against me, that number should equal $24.60. All right? It equals $24.96. So a little bit extra on the market fees. So if you can't see it before you calculate it, you need to make sure that you're at that level, because otherwise you can make easy mistakes, and then you hit open short. For some reason, this is glitched out for me. It's not telling me that it's what the correct number is, and I think that's because over here on the market, I have this on order cost, which if I switch it to order quantity and then go back to conditional, it fixes it. So I don't know why that is. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Why last? What do you mean by why last? You talking about like my stop loss and everything like that? It really doesn't matter when you're talking about Bitcoin. If you're talking about like a low liquidity coin, you can. That's when picking last over market is gonna make a huge difference. But it's not gonna make a big difference on Bitcoin whatsoever, because the spread is negligible. All right, that's a $3 spread. That's absolutely, well, this is Ethereum, but that's a $3 spread. That's not going to make any big difference in your overall profits whatsoever. But if you have low liquidity on Bybit, and then there is other markets outside of it that have high liquidity comparatively, you might want to go with the market price, because Bybit can go back and forth pretty damn easy. That happened on KDA. The first day that it came out, which what's that Chitty Chitty Bang Bang song? Did I play it at the beginning of the live stream? If so, that was Marlon Craft. I don't know what the exact song was though. What's up, Kite? Coming back to crypto and have a few dollars. What do you suggest for a quick flip? Man, I don't suggest quick flips anymore. It's not much money. I lost everything in Bitcoin. I panicked and sold. That's unfortunate, man. I'm sorry for you. There is no quick flip, man. If you're hoping for that flight takeoff strategy, we're not in that type of market anymore. We're just not. That was in a very specific type of market. So I would say just start building your portfolio. If you got a GPU, a graphics card, start mining. Start DCAing a small amount into your portfolio every week. You know, just we're in the bear market. We're in the bear market. Have fun. Stack sats. I just hummed a song? Oh man, I must be possessed. What song did I just hum? Are you sure it wasn't something playing? Because I have music playing in the background, so I don't know if that was me. Freaking me out, dude. You're freaking me out. FYI, liquidation price goes my market price. Well, that's okay, because I don't get liquidated. I get stopped out before I get liquidated. It's been a long time since I ever used liquidation as my stop losses. Can you talk a little bit why you prefer percentage stop losses instead of specific SR levels? Because for me, I'm going based off which you're kind of asking a weird question, because my stop losses are based off of support and resistance levels. It's just they're being created in real time. So to me, when I take a short, once we cross over 3080, it's because of this resistance right here. So me setting my stop loss above a resistance, that is setting my stop losses based on specific SR levels. Now, the reason why I do it based on a static stop loss is because it's less emotional involvement from me. All right, because if I give myself the ability from trade to trade to decide, oh, I have more confidence in this trade than this trade, you know, for whatever reason. So now I'm going to increase my stop loss. I'm going to increase my loss. Right? It just gives me way too much room to screw up. Right? But if I give myself static stop losses, and my reasoning for getting into trades is static, depending on price action, no matter what the asset is, from there I'm removing myself from the equation. If that stop loss does not work out long term, it's not because my emotions suck. It's because the stop loss sucks. So therefore I can change it from a 1% to a 1.5% and see if that increases my win rate versus R&R over a long period of time from here on out. It's all about getting you out of the equation. And if you give yourself room for you to make what is important, not price action, you're missing the point of trading. Nah, I swear it's a song from the artist Chitty Bang. Oh, dude, I don't know, man. I'll have to watch back. You know, I should have said previous swing highs and swing lows. No, sorry. Because, I mean, that means my stop losses would be so incredibly large that I wouldn't make any money. Right? Because what a stop loss allows you to do is make appropriate risk. Right? If I want to lose 1% of my account, but I want to target the nearest local high, you know, I might come out with a 0.5% R&R. It's going to be so small that it's just not worth my time. Right? But if I can crank up my leverage based on what my stop loss is or how small my stop loss is, because if I'm willing to lose money faster, that means I'm willing to gain it faster. It's a positive and, you know, it's an equal reaction. So, I mean, if you increase your risk, you increase your reward. So that's the whole point. You want to try to find the least risky area, but the highest reward. And I think that's what I've done myself. That's why we talk about, you know, the logistics of mining. If you can spend 50 cents but get $7 worth of an asset, you're instantaneously like 5xing your investment. So from there, you know, you're basically giving yourself an 80% stop loss before you break even. You know, that's the cool thing. But you got to be able to take advantage of price action, and stop losses are such a tricky thing for people. That's why I keep them static. Now, if you don't have a stop loss at all, then you start DCing into trades. You don't know when to let go of them. Your emotions take over, and you end up holding on to a long that ends up tanking to the downside. And then you're crying about, how do I get out of it? You know, and then you make even dumber decisions. You get even deeper into that long. All right, it's just not good for you. Waking up on a Wednesday afternoon. So now I'm singing this song. I don't know, dude. I don't remember humming a song. Turn the music on my side. Actually, why can't I hear? That's why I'm stupid. I'm stupid. There we go. Second conditional. Get rid of that for now. Are you planning to short any other alts in the current market state? Nah, I looked around for a little bit and I didn't really find much. Actually, let me try some of these. Let me see what we got here. For a little bit higher liquidity. That's not a bad. BCH, that's not bad. Does have a setup though. That's the problem. I was looking at some of these coins, like Litecoin. They don't have the same structure that Ethereum and BTC have right now. They just kind of have these large pumps. So I don't know if I want to touch those. Yeah, see, they don't have ABC structures, so I can't. I don't want to touch them. Just, you know, go. I see, but blah, 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 blah. No, man, I have to stick to my strategy. I don't care. You mentioned 3 major rules you follow before you get into a trade. 1, make sure that my risk is good. Right? 1%, 2%. Like if you're just trading to trade and you're not in a rush, it should never be more than that. 2, what time frame am I on? Make sure that I'm on a larger time frame. All right, I'm now on the 1 minute, now on the 5 minute, blah blah blah. Right. And then from there, it's as simple as, do I have the requirements? In terms of, like, since my strategy is ABCs, do I have an ABC? All right, so do I have a uptrend to a downtrend to an uptrend? All right, if all those conditions are met, my risk is good, I have an ABC, and the structures that I'm playing are of appropriate size. From there, we should have a recipe for success. Misconception is, you know, just because all conditions are met that you have to win. No, this market's not about winning. This market's about making smart decisions with your money. All right, look at how we played the past couple of months with the price action. Don't mean to toot my own horn, man, but that was, I felt really good about how I played that price action. You know, because I mean, there's no guarantees. It's not like I had a magic ball telling me this, and that. No, I played it through day by day. And I made smart decisions. I walked out, pretty damn good. There's a lot of people that missed out on so many opportunities because they just weren't patient during that piece of price action. Figured out it's called Mind Your Manners from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Dude. Dude, you're killing me. What? I have no clue. Mind your manners. I would be singing this song. So I don't doubt that you heard me singing this. But today? So the reason why I know that beat is not from this song in particular. It's from shoot, man. This dude, Jake Miller. Like when I was in middle school. It's the same beat. Yeah, that's the only reason why I know that. So if I am understanding correctly, it's because the trades you aiming for hold have momentum and continuation immediately from the desired direction. Otherwise, yeah. So that's kind of my methodology is that since I want to capitalize on like high risk, high reward, the problem is that people love high reward, but they never look at the fact that it's high risk. So they get themselves into these trades where they have the availability to make massive amounts of money from their investment. But what is always the problem? Their stop losses are way too large, or they don't have a stop loss at all. And then you end up getting liquidated on $400,000 on Livestream. So my stop losses are typically, 0.5, 1%, 2%. I don't give much room for interpretation. All right, if I'm wrong about price action, I'm wrong and I want to be wrong immediately. I always have the option of getting back into the trade. And because I'm making so much money if I do win, getting stopped out once, twice, 3 times is no big deal. And that's the whole point. If I'm making a 30 R&R trade, but I get stopped out 5 times in the process, that's still 25 R&R. Because I'm losing 5 times what I was willing to risk. Like my most recent long trade was from here. Actually, yeah, it would have worked on there as well. I took a long on BTC from here, the 1% stop loss, and I took my profit right about here. Alright, so that was an 18 R&R. If I would have gone stopped out 3, 4, 5 times, yeah, I would have lost like $100. But instead, I didn't. That was a one and done entry. Now Ethereum, on the other hand, I think I got stopped out like 3 times trying to get this entry right here. So with that one, it was a little bit of a different story. I took my entry here. I set up my stop loss below. at about a 1% stop loss. And I took my profit once we came back below this level. So from there, that was a 25 R&R. So with that, I got stopped out 2-3 times. No big deal, because I'm making 25 times what I'm willing to lose. So if you want high reward, just be realistic. Just know that you're going to be wrong about the market more often than you're right about it. So why not make that loss as minimal as possible? And that's why I try to make sure that my strategy comes down to these very defined, important moments, rather than looking at broad spectrum areas. Now, I know as a trader that we're looking at broad spectrum areas, that it's not always a singular line that, you know, the market reflects off of, right? I know that, but in order for me to be a leverage trader, I have to work that way. Otherwise, asking for hurt and a lot of it. Elizabeth Moon, hello. Howdy doody. Good morning, good evening, good night. Wherever you are. Dude, I'm so sad. I ordered nacho fries last night. Didn't have any. My feelings are sore. That means that nacho fries came back and everybody wanted nacho fries to the point where they sold out of nacho fries. It's like the Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce. All this talk of you're part of the patriarchy. All this talk about brats. Dude, man, I'm throwing up the Illuminati symbol at the end of every single live stream. I'm surprised I haven't gotten called out yet. Bulletproof, dude. Bulletproof. It's a joke. It's a joke. I don't have... I'm not hiding kids in a shed out back. Don't even own a shed. They not your fries. Okay. Good joke there. Good joke there, Paul. Is Hex gonna end up bleeding down to 0? I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not gonna say that Hex is a scam or whatever. All I'm saying is I particularly don't agree with like how like Richard Hart presents himself. I think there's a lot of red flags. That's all I'm saying. Like I said before, I mean, it's just a matter of like, what is he doing all this for? Like, you go on 1,000 different interviews. He's gone on so many interviews. It's like that's his job. All right. And it's like, why do you have to defend that you're not a scammer and that Hex isn't a scam? If it's not, just let the product talk for itself, dude. UT, if you were hiding kids. Oh, you retracted the message. Message retracted. Why would you do that? What were you hiding? Do 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 do. See, that time, I recall, I did it on purpose that time. The other time, it was just kind of like my ADD brain just doing stuff randomly. What's my RSI settings? 125. Everything else is pretty much default. A lot of people ask me, like, why do I use 125? Because I don't want I don't want to see divergences unless they matter. Like I said before, just because there's no divergence here doesn't mean that this wasn't a bearish setup. Right? That's why I trade ABCs primarily based off of price action. If there is a divergence, that's kind of like an extra bonus. That's all it is. So, but like over here, we have a large time frame. You can see we put in higher high and we put in lower high. So like that tells me like that's a particularly strong divergence. Right? So I mean the same principle applies. We put in a high and we put in a second high and we can't stay above the previous high. That signals bearishness in the market. Price action gives us that. We don't need an indicator, but this tells us that it is extreme. That's the only like thing that divergences really do, is they just tell you things that are a little bit more extreme and give you a little bit more excitement. Doesn't mean that you risk more. Just means, hey, just extra information. That's why like I stopped looking at it after a while. It's just extra information. But how else would he show us $3 million in Rolex watches? Yeah, I forgot that that's his mission, to let everybody else know that he has Rolex watches. I've noticed on Bybit when you're losing a trade, they don't show your proper percentage loss compared to dollar loss. They show you less dollar loss to keep you in the trade. No, it's just because like the way that the market tends to work is like most of the time market is like more or less more profit or less profit. So like right here, if I hover over this, I'm actually only making $427, but if I take it off, I'm actually making $430. It's just it's showing you market versus last price. It's not Bybit particularly trying to get you to do that, but it shouldn't matter. Like right here, I'm down 2.5%, but if I hover over it, I'm actually down 3.5% based on market versus limit price. It's no big deal to me. I'm not mad about that. Yep, I used a 125 length RSI. Those nacho fries slap harder than Will Smith. Dude, Will Smith, that was a hard slap, dude. I can see why people thought it was a punch at first, because it sounded like one. That was a hard slap. It was like, the only thing is like, I guess there was no like give in his wrist, because usually when you slap somebody, there's a little bit of give in your wrist. That just sounded like he, like a karate chop. Which I guess like is just as good as a punch. I mean, like obviously it doesn't do as much damage because you're doing damage, but you have less ability to break your own hand. So I guess I'm an actor. If I break my own hand, I can't do any acting work that involves my hands. But guess what now, Will Smith? You can't do any acting work for a while anyways. So at least you got your hand. Bada boom, and boom, boom, and boom, 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 boom. Can you talk about how your can you talk how you prep your Bybit transactions for taxes? So the way that I do my taxes is I don't actually like print off like my CSV from Bybit. All I do is I show how much money I put into Bitcoin, how much money I withdraw. All the government cares is that you pay your money on taxes. So with Bybit, you can't prove that you had $2,000 that you turned into $10,000. So realistically, you should only be taxed on that $8,000. You can't do that with Bybit if you're in the United States. Don't know what to tell you, man. If you want me to be plain and frank with it, if you turn 2,000 into 10,000, you have to pay taxes on the entire 10,000. Plain and simple, man. Which, I mean, if you're making that type of percentage anyways, it's really not going to hurt you to pay that. It's really not. Because, I mean, you just can't prove it. See, with Coinbase, since it's a legal U.S. exchange, you can prove, okay, I put in 10,000, that 10,000 turned into 50,000. You only pay taxes on that 40 grand. Plain and simple. Since Bybit is an offshore exchange and the ability to forge your books becomes a much more likelihood, they only care about what came out of Coinbase or what came out of Kraken. That's all. As long as you're paying Uncle Sam, they're not going to look in your direction. Anybody that's making under 10 grand with crypto per year, if you got a regular job, they're not even going to look at you anyways. So there's no reason to worry about it. But like if I'm pulling out, $60,000 to buy cars and stuff like that from crypto, and I don't have a normal day job, and they go, that's where all your money's coming from, I need to pay my taxes on that. Otherwise, they're going to come snooping. Good one, BB. Good one. Alright, guys. I think that's going to be it for today. Just a short live stream. Because, I mean, we did a 3.5 hour live stream yesterday. I need to wake up. I need to get some food in me. Go walk around. Take fish for a walk. So, I appreciate your time today, guys. And hopefully tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Friday. I said I do think a continuation to the downside might be likely, short term. But I'm looking for a larger retest of the upside. But I'm not looking for like an actual continuation of the full uptrend. I'm just looking for maybe a retest of like 43, 42.5 on BTC to retest this previous resistance, which is also the 0.382.5 area. This area right here would be really good for a retest. Let's go ahead and pick a song for the outro today. Which I don't have any in mind, because actually we'll do something from Sunreal. I think. I like Sunreal. Oh, Sunreal Try. That's one of my favorite songs by him. I used to play that song all the time. Forgot what album it's on. I think it's... Is it not even on an album? It's just singles? Yep. It's on For the Town. So, I'm going to play Try by Sunreal. I'm going to add it to the playlist. Once again, if you like any of the songs I play on live streams, there is a playlist in the description called Songs I Played on Stream. It's a Spotify playlist, and that will always be there for your listening pleasure. Yeah. That's going to be it for today, guys. I appreciate you very much. I'm going to go take a shower as well. My hair is a mess because we haven't taken a shower today. You ready for this? Because I am. Hold on. How do you do the Zoolander look? I'm not gonna try it. Bye.
Been working all damn day for this paycheck. Boss ain't never asked me how my day went. They say working hard will get you where you wanna go, but I've been running ever since my feet done hit the pavement. And when I walk outside, I don't see no difference. Yeah, I got a suit and tie, but I don't feel too different, cause my hydro bill just came in and it's twice as much as last month. I got a couple kids, so I've been filling up the bathtub. Oh, baby, that's the struggle of a motherfucker doing this thing. I was gonna stop you on the street and complain. Instead I walk the other way like I feel no pain, cause I gotta show them I'm trying. Ain't waiting in no line, ain't walking in your shoes, I'm booking it in mine. Cause people got too much and this life ain't enough time. So before you try and fix them, just know. Oh, my problems don't need no solving, they just need time to unwind. I'm singing, oh, my worries don't need no jury, they just need me to decide. I'ma try. Waiting all damn day for the weekend. Lately I've been feeling shit been off the deep end. And I've been waiting around for time. I've been waiting around for yours, I've been waiting around for mine. And this waiting never help me, now this waiting never grind. Now this waiting fucking kill me, yeah, this waiting like a crime. Had to shoplift what I got so I could get up out that line. Now I'm running down the street like I'm about to cross the line. Like, oh, damn it, my security be chasing me like it's for fun. Pulling out his phony dialing 911. Said I got 2 minutes for I'm here and cops come. So I try to show him I'm trying. I'm sorry I broke lines. I'm really a good person, I never done no crimes. Go check up on my record, not one thing that you'll find. So before you try and fix them, just know. Oh, my problems don't need no solving, they just need time to unwind. I'm singing, oh, my worries don't need no jury, they just need me to decide. I'ma try. Do just what you like, maybe that's okay. Do just what you like, maybe that's alright. Do just what you wish, maybe that's your gift. Do just what you like, maybe that's alright. Maybe that's alright, yeah.